Hi, Kase. It's me, obviously, your roommate. How cool. So yeah, I just have a couple of things to tell you that you probably already know, but I just want to say how wonderful you've been this past year in my life. And I mean, I've known you before, but not really. So, yeah, you've definitely been a blessing in my life and an influence to become a better person. Just being around you has always been so great and so uplifting, definitely when I'm having bad days. Things I love about Kase, her smile. I'm gonna be really creepy, so I'm sorry, but your smile, your hair, your personality, how you're so creative, your style, obviously, how you try to be mad when you're like mad at things, but you're not really mad because you smile and then have a really high-pitched voice and then just keep going. I love definitely your faith in God. It's really cool. It's inspiring to kind of find my place, and definitely know that because we've talked about it a lot. But you're definitely a person that's open, that I can talk to about anything, whether it's like super gross or not. And I love that because it just makes it easier to talk to you. And you're super smart, which is great. Oh, and you introduced me to one of the greatest shows ever, which is New Girl. So thank you. I just want to say thank you for being a part of my life. And yeah.
Hi, Kase. Let's get real. All right. One thing. What the heck? It was so funny. Okay. One thing that I really like about you is that all of your interactions are very real. And I just always know that you, whenever I'm having a conversation with you, you are very genuine, and I really, really appreciate that. And I've really, really enjoyed having you as a village group leader this year. And I'm going to miss you so much, not as my village group leader. I just really love how passionate you are about village groups, and I could just tell each week that you really care about each and every one of us, and about how our lives have been, and about our relationships with Christ. And that's just really, I really, really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you.
Going into the school year, I never thought that I would be able to meet such wonderful people and get to spend so much great time with all of these wonderful people that I have met at Village Group. But it's been so great. You have made me feel so welcome and so loved every single time that I've seen you. And you've been super encouraging and have allowed me to grow in so many ways this year that I never thought I would have. And it's been great. You are so wonderful, and I am so thankful for you.
Hey, Kase. I just want to say how much of an inspiration you've been to me this year. I just remember the first time I came to H2O at Breathe, and I was thinking of signing up for a village group. And this is something that I haven't told anyone, but I was like looking through all the village groups and just thinking like, oh, I have to meet a cute boy in village group. And so I was looking for a group that had a guy and a girl leader, and none of them fit with my schedule. And so I was like, oh crap. And then I remember you're like, you should sign up for me and Caitlin's village group. And I was like kind of hesitant. I was like, okay. And I remember showing up the first day, and I was like, why did I ever think that I belonged anywhere else? And so I guess, yeah, it was great. It was totally a God thing that I was meant to be in your guys' group. And I don't know, you've always been such an inspiration to me. You're quiet in spirit and you're humble in heart. and you're so selfless. Like, every time I see you, you're always asking how I am, and remembering certain things about me that sometimes I even forget. And you're just always so quick to listen, and just to be there as just like a listening ear. And that's something that I really love about you. Yeah, you have been such a great village group leader this year. I've learned so much through you and Caitlin, and I always just have so much fun coming because you always make me feel very included and just very comfortable. And yeah, I love you. So I'm really going to miss you next year, and I hope things go well. I hope we can continue to stay in touch because you're a great girl. So thanks.
Kase, so it's kind of hard to just like to share about how amazing you are in one clip. I wish I could probably talk forever, but one of the biggest things about you is how patient you are. You are always so patient with people and in situations in life. And I was thinking about village group when they'd be crazy. You were always just so patient with us. You'd always make us food, and when you make like nothing a big deal, like, oh, it's totally fine, like everything is always totally fine with you, and you're always so generous. Like, you even let me borrow your Harry Potter movies, and you were so patient with, like, you told me, like, be careful, these are like my babies, but you gave all of your Harry Potter movies to me at once, and I super appreciate that. Also, you are such a good listener, and you ask you ask questions to really care about the person, not just, oh, hey, how are you doing? But you remember, like, how'd your test go today? How'd your presentation go today? You care enough to remember the details of people's lives, and you genuinely want to know and be there for them. And you're extremely selfless. Like, I feel like I don't know a lot about you because you just always ask about other people, and
you guys are gonna be like,
listen to
you,
other people
hey,
before sharing yourself.
This is
something. There's a
This
verse
is serious.
in the Bible that totally reminds
you were gonna
me
tell each
of
other.
It's James 1 verse 19. My dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. I think that is exactly you. You're quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. I don't think I've ever seen you get mad, ever. And you're always so gracious, like, despite anything that's going on. You just have tons of grace, and you are super willing to be there for people. You're always open to listen and help. And I'm so thankful you're my village group leader, and I hope that we'll continue to be friends and I can get to know you better, because there's so much more about you that I don't know, and I want to continue to get to know. You're such a blessing, and I love you.
Well, I've learned a lot from you this year, and I stick up notes.
Stick up. Sorry.
Anyway, one of the main things that I would have learned throughout the year, but especially I think this semester, is just I've watched you be super selfless toward everybody in your life, and especially the people in our group, and even for me, and it's just been really inspiring to see that, because it's hard even to get you to talk about yourself, and sometimes that's a bad thing, but mostly it's a good thing because you're just really, you want it to be about other people, and you're a really good listener, and you just like invite people to share things, and like the last thing you want to do is just go on and on about yourself, and that's kind of opposite of me. So I think it's taught me a lot to see you do that, and just to see how it makes people feel so cared for when you are so interested in their lives and not so focused on yourself. And I've seen this a lot through the way that you sacrifice like time to study and do homework, and you could just like bury yourself away in your room all the time doing homework, but you don't. And sometimes, you know, that means that tests don't go so well, but you realize that like relationships are super important too, and the work that you're doing for H2O and just for other people in your life is really important to you. And so I've learned a lot from watching you, just how you prioritize your time and how you place value on things that are important to you, and maybe your family disagrees sometimes, and maybe like professors would disagree, but I think that the people who you love really feel loved by you because of that. Okay, breathing. I'm feeling emotional.
Just cry, then she'll cry.
It's just, there have been a lot of times this year where I feel like you are the one who has understood best what I was going through, and just whether it was stuff with family or roommates or frustrations with village group or with Caleb or whatever, like, you've just been really consistent, and you've been really loyal and very, did I say consistent already? But you're just, I don't know what the word is, but you're just there and always like have been there for me this year, and so I just really appreciate that. And I don't know, I don't think I would have gone through it without you, so I'm crying, I never do this.
Okay, so I just wanted to say something pretty serious to you here. Because I know the last things I said were not that, they're pretty funny. But anyways, so, back when I first met you, I honestly didn't think that we'd ever be as close as we were today. Not because I didn't like you, but because I was just a different person. And I think this is where God decided to step into my life. And I truly believe He planned on us living together. So you could be my guide back into religion. Your friendship was God's gift to me, and it took me a while to sort of realize this, but I don't know. Getting out of it. But yeah, like I said, it took me a while to realize this, but when I did, I started crying because I was just so happy that this was real. And you're the reason I became a part of such a wonderful village group and met so many wonderful girls. And I love you for it, and I thank God every day for you. You were amazing, and don't ever forget it. I love you.
I guess this whole video is all of us thanking you for your time, your heart, and the commitment that you've made to this village group. I know, as Caitlin said, that she's learned so much from you just by being your co-lead. God has gifted you in some amazing ways, and one of the ways is demonstrated definitely through village group, and just having that connectedness with people and loving on them and listening, and I don't know, just everything that you're about. I'm really excited for you to be on staff next year. I know that you are too, and I know that God is really going to use you in a big way. You just have so many good characteristics that God could not use you. And I don't know, something big is going to happen, I think. And I'm glad that you're not leaving, and I'm sure you are too. You're just not done yet. But this ship, as a single village group leader, has sailed. And yeah, thank you for everything. Thank you for being you, and for challenging us and teaching us and guiding us. Yeah, I'm just so thankful for you. I'm very thankful to call you my best friend and my sister in Christ. I just love you a whole bunch. And you always do these grand gestures of awesome letters for me. This is my grand gesture to you. One big video. So I'm just kidding. That was bad. Oh. Okay. Bless the Lord, O my soul. Whoa, 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 my soul.